600 volts. That's roughly 5 times what comes out of a wall socket in your home, generated entirely inside a living animal's body. It's not actually an eel, biologically speaking. It's more closely related to a catfish. Nearly 80% of its body isn't muscle or organs in the way you'd expect. It's a battery, a real, functioning, biological battery built out of living cells. And until 2019, scientists thought there was only one species of electric eel on Earth. A genetic study that year revealed there are actually 3, one of which can generate even more voltage than originally recorded. So, how does an animal actually do that? Let's dig in. The electric eel's body is packed with thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes, and each one only generates a tiny amount of voltage on its own, a fraction of a volt. But these cells are stacked, end to end, in long columns running almost the entire length of the animal's body, exactly like individual batteries wired together in series. On command, the eel fires all of them at once, in perfect synchronization, and those tiny individual charges add together into a single massive jolt, up to 600 volts, and in some individuals of a related species discovered as recently as 2019, over 800. This isn't a loose comparison to a battery. It's functionally identical to one, just built from living tissue instead of metal and chemicals. There's an important nuance here, too. The shock is high voltage, but relatively low current, which is part of why a single jolt from an electric eel, while genuinely dangerous, isn't automatically lethal to a healthy adult human the way 600 volts from a wall outlet might be. The real danger comes from repeated shocks in a short span, which can cause enough muscle failure that a person struggles to keep their head above water, which is exactly the scenario that has led to the small number of documented human deaths associated with this animal. Here's a detail that connects this animal directly to human history. In the year 1800, a scientist named Alessandro Volta built the very first electric battery, and he modeled its internal structure directly on the stacked, layered anatomy of the electric eel's organ. The word voltage exists because of Volta. The device that made voltage practically useful for humans exists, in part, because he was studying this fish. In a very real sense, humans reverse-engineered battery technology from an animal that had already been doing it for millions of years. So what does the eel actually use all that power for? It's not just one blast. Electric eels produce different types of electrical output for completely different jobs. Low-voltage pulses work almost like radar, helping the eel sense its surroundings and locate prey hidden in murky water, since visibility underwater is often poor. Then, when it's time to actually hunt, the eel can unleash a rapid-fire sequence of high-voltage pulses so fast that they overwhelm a prey animal's nervous system, forcing its muscles to contract involuntarily, a discovery made by researcher Kenneth Catania, who found that this specific pattern doesn't just stun prey, it effectively remote controls it, causing hidden animals to twitch and reveal their exact location before the eel even makes contact. And there's one more use of this power that's stranger than either of those. Defense, but not the way you'd expect. When threatened by something large, like a predator standing partly out of the water, an electric eel can arch its body and press its chin directly against the threat before discharging. Researchers documented that this leaping, direct contact behavior dramatically increases how much of the shock actually reaches the target, compared to just releasing electricity into open water where much of the charge disperses harmlessly before it reaches anything. In other words, the eel isn't just shocking blindly, it's aiming. Put all of that together, and the picture that emerges is genuinely remarkable. An animal that isn't really an eel, that scientists only recently realized was actually 3 separate species, built almost entirely around a living battery so effective that it directly inspired one of the most important inventions in human history, capable of using that same power as radar, as a weapon precise enough to remote control another animal's muscles, and as a targeted, aimed defense against threats far larger than itself. 600 volts sounds like a simple, brute force number on its own. Once you understand how it's actually generated, tuned across multiple voltage levels, and deployed with genuine precision, it starts to look less like raw power and a lot more like an engineering system that predates human electrical engineering by tens of millions of years. one we're honestly still catching up to.